Yo, what's going on? Let me get this shared up real quick. Few spots. Few spots. Get over here to Facebook. Get it shared up there. Everywhere we're shared up, we're looking good. Okay. Let me share it up one more time here. All right. Uh, good to go. Um, okay. Um, three games today. Let me get X up here and make sure we're working over there. And we are. LeBron unlikely to play on Friday. Okay. Semifinals: Hawks versus Bucks, Rockets versus Thunder. Interesting, right? This is going to be interesting. Uh, let's see what we got here. Hmm. See what we working over here. Uh, we definitely are. Okay, I can see the line right there. All right, bet. Okay, bet. All right, so let's get back here. All right, so um, three games today, and y'all already know the deal. Okay, so let me go through this and see what I seen. I haven't pulled the trigger on anything. Truth be told, this morning I haven't pulled the trigger on anything. And the Sacramento Kings game is the game that I didn't look at extensively. Do we got lines out for this Washington game? No. Okay, uh, so like I said, this Boston game. I mean, this Sacramento game is the game that I didn't look at it pretty much extensively, right? So none of these games I looked at extensively, but I'm gonna point out some things that I see, and we can do what we want from there. All right, so 12 and a half point spread right here for Boston Celtics here. We got an over under 227 in this spot. Uh, Injury news and notes here. We got uh, I think we're pretty much in the clear here for Boston here. Nobody is significance. And then I mean for Detroit and then Boston, Jason Tatum. He's questionable today to right tender, but whatever that shit says. But it is what it is. We'll see what's gonna happen with them. Sam Hauser and Walsh and Springer, not big of factors here. Um, some plays that I was looking at here. Okay, so um, first of all, I'll start in the points category. Okay, so Jaylen Brown, he's frequently hit this number at 23 and a half. I couldn't talk you off of it. Kristaps Porzingis, he could get there. I don't know if I'll be going to his points prop. I'll probably be looking at something more of like a 3 point prop for him. Kay Cunningham has all the usage in the world, 22 and a half points. Take it if you want it, man. Take it if you want it. I like it, bro. I do. Tobias Harris, 11 and a half points. It's very interesting, along with the 15 points for Jaden Ivey and Derek White. The rest of these guys, I don't pretty much know, right? So Malik Beasley, we'll start from the bottom. Taking a look at Malik Beasley here. Here's a guy that we can take a look at for threes, and don't forget it, okay? They're going to give him his shot attempts. Um, um, Kay Cunningham's going to make sure he gets his shot attempts. his 3-point attempts, because he's one of the major parts when it comes to him getting his double doubles and triple doubles. I ain't gonna say he's out there hunting them, but he's out there doing what he's doing. All right, so he's got nine 3-point attempts or better in 3 of his last 5 games. Makes in that time span 7 versus New York Knicks, 6 versus Boston, 4 versus Philly, 5 versus Indy. He's a guy that will go out there and stroke it, right? Santana. What's up, Santana? Say, yo, what's the word, my guy? OG pissed me off yesterday, 1 for 9. He went 1 for 9, 3, I think. And Brunson was just off 6 man head, but today gonna be a better day. I can feel it. Yeah, for sure, definitely, man. OG was off like a mug, man, straight up. But hey, it is what it is, right? Um, now, Malik Beasley, we looking at him for threes, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put him over there. This don't mean I'm betting it, but these are some plays that I definitely like. Okay, so Malik Beasley, we like him for 3. Okay, the next guy we like for 3 is gonna be Kristaps Porzingis, sitting at plus 126. Okay, Kristaps Porzingis is a guy. I really like him a little bit more when it comes at 1.5, but at the end of the day, he's been in fuego from this 3-point mark, right? So taking a look at Kristaps Porzingis here, I think he's hit this number probably in 3 straight games. So big, pretty tall, can shoot over guys, things of that nature. He's only played 5 games. He's hit this number in 3 straight games, including 1 game versus Detroit. And in that game, in that game, uh, uh, Jason Tatum did not play that game. Okay, so uh, if it is what it is, right? He's got. If you even want to tease it down to 2 threes, you could be my guest. Also, he's in play for fantasy score, but I don't know if I'll get there. The minutes have been there. He's played 30 minutes. He's back his last 3 games. He's averaging 30 minutes, so it looks like he's fine. So the fantasy score for him, uh, when it comes to the blocks and the steals, is there. It's only 1 game he hasn't had 2 blocks or steals. So you can look at his fantasy score. It's coming in at about what? Take a look and see what his fantasy score is coming in at. Kristaps Porzingis, fantasy score is coming in at 39. He's hit this number, what? 3 straight games. Those 3 games, he had 3 threes apiece in each and every last one of those games. So his fantasy score is not out of the realm of possibilities. Okay. Another guy we can look at for threes is going to be the 1.5 for Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey, it's a low number, something that he could probably get to. I couldn't talk you off of. So Jaden Ivey, uh, it's either this is a really 50-50 shot here for him to make it. It's either he's going to make it or he's not. He's going to get the looks. He's definitely going to get the looks there because McKay's going to make sure he's going to get the look. Okay, so 2 threes or better. He's hit this number in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his last 8 games, including, nope, he only went 1 for 3 versus this very team. He only had 11 points versus Boston that game, but they did face Boston a while ago, and then he did go 2 of 5 for 3. He also gave them 26 points in that game. Okay, so Jaden Ivey is somebody that you can look at for the 3-point, for the 3-ball. Just keep in mind that, like I said, Cade Cunningham will be looking for these guys. Okay, he will. And then at the end of the day, um, these teams, they have played some tough, tight games. I want to say, looking at the scores of these games here that they played, there were points, right, 120 to 130. Then the other game that they played this year was 118 and 124. So if it's anything like that, then I can see instances where a lot of guys going to get there. So since I used Tobias Harris as an example, let's take a look at Tobias Harris and where I would like to target him at, but I didn't go there, right? The 5.5 rebounds. Okay, so this is one of the plays that I really took a look at. You're gonna get it juiced up at a minus 150 as of now. You can get it as a solid 6 on Prize Picks, but at the end of the day, he's got ladder potential on this. He's had a double-digit rebound output versus this team once. And, the way I look at this one here, it's impossible that you can put it together. All right. You can either take the rebounds or you could take his points, or you could take his points plus rebounds. Okay, so it's a few ways that you can attack it, a few ways that I like it. Let's take a look at his points plus rebounds. Okay, points plus rebounds sitting at 18 and a half and a minus 104. He's a player that Tobias Harris is a player that can go out there and hit this number in points alone. If you know, and try to put some. I don't know who's going to be in and out. That's another thing that we need to take a look at. But you know, truth be told, like I said, he can't go out there and hit this number in points alone, right? So, but at the end of the day, good morning. Rough night last night. It happens, bro. It happens. But yeah, as you can see right here versus Boston, 31 minutes. There he had 27 points, along with 3 rebounds. So as you can see, he crushed the rebounds and assist number just off points alone. Lately, the rebounds haven't been super up there, but the 5.5 rebounds is not yeah, I think they did too. I think they did too. But the 5.5 rebounds is not out of the realm of possibilities. Trust me. Um, Looking at the numbers here, I can take a look at the numbers. Let me see on the season, right? On the season here versus the power forward position here. Um, Detroit. These are their numbers versus the power forwards, right? They're pretty much green, and Detroit, right? Both teams, right? They're pretty much green all across the board. So you can add Tatum to the mix if you're looking at this. But Boston, 25 points, 12 rebounds. That's big right there, right? That's probably number one. Yeah, they number one in giving up rebounds to the power forward spot. And look at the rebound chances at 20. But these numbers are on the season. So I can go back down here to points and look at them. They're giving up the third most points to the power forward spot. Rebound chances at 20, 2.5 threes, and then the 3-point attempts are there as well. However, I can filter this out, bring it back in to the last month just to see what last 4 weeks, just to see what's been going on, right? So last 4 weeks, Boston, um, um, they're still giving up 24 points to that number there. The rebounds, still giving up double-digit rebounds. This has to be probably like per 48. So, it is what it is. Rebounds and the rebound chances, nah, right? They're getting a little bit better from those standards. Go back to the last 2 weeks there. Boston. So they've been fluctuating, right? Last 2 weeks, right about the same 24 points, almost 12 rebounds, rebound chances, probably top 5 rebound chances. Maybe, let's see, rebound chances to the power forward position. Yeah, number 4. But as you can see, they still agreeing in those categories as far as points plus rebounds. Okay. Going back to the last game that he played versus them, I mean, the first game that he played versus this team this year, he went out there and had um, uh, hmm, 8 points and 11 rebounds. So at the end of the day, it's looking like Tobias Harris, and even in some of his other games, throughout the season, it's like he's going over one of these props, if not both, here and there, right? So his rebound prop is sitting at 5.5. He goes out and get 8, and his points prop is sitting at 11.5. So he goes out there and gets 13 points and 8 rebounds versus the Knicks. He cashed both the plays. Right here versus Boston, he cashed both the plays in points alone. Cashed both the plays here, 21 rebounds and assists. Here, he didn't hit his points versus Philly, but he cashed his rebounds versus Philly. So it's like, he's cashing one or the other. If you like this play, you can look at it in a multitude of ways. Like I said, you can look at raw points. You can look at rebounds and assists. You can look at raw rebounds. Okay, and if you really really like the rebound prop, then we could take a look. We could take a look at things like the 8 rebounds for him on a ladder spot would be a plus 200. The 10 rebounds for him on a ladder spot would be a plus 470. Okay, the double double for him would be a plus 550. I probably wouldn't take the double double. I would probably take the rebounds if I wanted to go towards the double double. I probably would just take the rebounds at 10 and just get out of there with a plus 470 because it's a high chance that he can go out there and in order for him to get the double double, he has to get to 10 rebounds because he ain't getting no 10 assists. but he has to get to 10 rebounds, and then boom, he can go out there and get you 9 points and 10 rebounds, and you're stuck. So in order for him to get to 10 rebounds, I would definitely, I mean, the double double, I would definitely look at 10 rebounds. If you just say, hey, I want to bet the double double, no, I will just take the 10 rebounds and call it a day for only for 470, and because you only lose nothing but 80 cents on the table, just to, but I mean, it's just I think that's just the smarter way to do things. Like I say, Cade Cunningham definitely in play. Uh, yeah. So other guys that we could take a look at here. Um, there's a couple things that I want to think that we could take a look at here. When you're looking at Derek White. Um, if you incorporate pick'em sites, you can look at Derek White, right? Especially in the combo category, I think he's hit this number in 3 straight games. His rebounds and assists prop is sitting at his rebounds and assists prop sitting at 9.5. I could bring up Derek White here on Outlier if you guys want me to, and show you guys a few different things. Okay. First things first, the fantasy score. I really like the fantasy score here. He is 7 for 10 to this number here. So as you can see, he's been hitting that number frequently. If you want to look at his blocks, his steals plus blocks, game by game, he's been, he's getting a steal. Uh, he's averaging at least one or one and a half of these, each game, right? But this is where you see he's got either a steal or a block in each game. Now that's last 3 games he's been on one, right? With the steals and the blocks. Those are worth 3 points, okay? Including versus Detroit, 2 blocks, 2 steals for 4 total. That totaled out to 12 points itself. Rebounds plus assists is another one that you can look at there. Like I said, you'll get it at plus 100. I probably won't go there, but at the end of the day, he's hit his rebounds plus assists at 7 of his last 10 games, including versus Detroit. And then if you really want to be technical, you can wrap all that shit up in one and go to his PRA. That's only if you like it, right? He's hit his PRA 7 of his last 10 games. That's all of his stats wrapped up in one. So, if you want to incorporate, the steals and blocks and things of that nature, then slide over here to one of these pick'em sites. Slide over here to one of these pick'em sites, and then get to his fantasy score, right? Um, wait a minute. 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 First half fantasy score. First half fantasy score. That's interesting. I didn't know they had that. Or do they? Oh yeah, they do. Fantasy score though. Right here, prospects, where he's 7 for 10 to that number at 33. Whatever. I mean, that's a good number. I think that's an okay number, but you can't play them all, right? You can, but I don't think you want to play them all. I'm really, 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 really considering that Tobias Harris play for the rebounds. It's juiced up. I'm really considering playing that. I really would like to. How would I like to play this? I would probably say if Tatum's in, I would probably say I like this a little bit more, right? Um, his rebound prop, I probably would say if Tatum's in, I probably would like it a little bit more. Uh, if Tatum's not in, you'll get Kristaps probably at the 5 and Horford at the 4. If Tatum's in, you'll get Horford at the 4. You'll get Kristaps at the 5. If Tatum's in, I'm going to like Kristaps threes more. Okay. If Tatum's in, I'm going to like Kristaps threes more because then Duran would have to step out. So it's a few ways that you gotta take a look at, right? And you're gonna get plus money all day long for these plays that are plus money. So it is what it is. And Jaden Ivey, his three, no matter who's in and out, his 3 ball will stay right there. So I mean, Malik Beasley, 3.5 threes. Take a look at the defense shot profile, right? So over the course of the season, the defensive shot profile for Boston. Um, Taking a look at Boston's defensive shot profile. Um, okay, Boston over the course of the season they've been looking good, right? Paint points been suspect in the paint. But threes, catch and shoot, pull ups, and all that they've been looking pretty good in stopping those attempts. That's over the course of the season. How about the last 4 weeks? Boston. Whew. Red. Paint points still looking crazy on the paint points though, right? Pull up 2 point attempts, they giving that up, but they've been defending the 3 point line pretty good. Okay, last 2 weeks, Boston. Now, some people this doesn't mean nothing. I mean, it does mean something, but don't always mean you know what I'm saying faded, right? Because the last 2 games that Malik Beasley has played versus this Boston team, I'm quite sure he lit them up, right? Let's see. Oh snap! I took his name down. I had the Caps too. So like I said, he did give them 6 threes here, and then that was like 2 games ago. And then the game they played earlier in the season, he gave them 5 threes. He went 5 for 8. So um, if you think that he can keep those type of numbers up, which he's been on fire this year, then be my guest. You can step out there, to the 3 point line for him. And then, like I said, um, Jalen Brown, he's 50-50 to his points prop. He can definitely hit that any given time. Okay, so I'm really contemplating on taking that 5.5 rebounds for Tobias Harris, or actually taking him up the ladder. Right, just is what it is. Okay, I'm just really contemplating on that. His points plus rebounds is another play that, man, man. I might have to take a look at the points plus rebounds. If Tatum plays, that means he got to stick some defense on, Tatum and I mean Tobias Harris, and so exert some energy on the offense and the defensive end. Sometimes these star players let these guys go ahead and ball out. So it is what it is, man. Next game here we're gonna talk about is the Toronto Raptors and the Miami Heat. Okay, so the first thing I want to say about this game here, of course, we know there's no Scotty Barnes, right? So I'm gonna try to make this one here short. I've only been 23 minutes, so let's look at it like this. Right now, I just want to touch on a few of these guys here. First and foremost, let's take a look at the shot profile here, and let's take a look at Toronto. Okay, so uh, let's go over the course of the season. Toronto. So over the course of the season, Toronto are allowing a decent amount of pull-up threes. I heard a line mate, but I haven't really went and looked at it, man, like that, right? But um, pull-up threes, man. Okay, catch and shoot 3 point attempts are there, right? Toronto corner 3 point attempts are there. Yada yada yada. Fast break points. Okay. That's the course of the season. How about the last? How about the last 4 weeks? Okay, Toronto put up threes looking good. Catch shoot threes looking good. I mean, attempts, and they're giving up corner 3 point attempts and above the break 3 point attempts. Now they starting to give up the three, right? This is the last 4 weeks. How about the last 2 weeks, right? Last 2 weeks. Okay. Toronto, pull up 3 point attempts, catch and shoot 3-point attempts, corner 3-point attempts, above the break 3-point attempts. Okay, okay. So they're giving it up lately. All right. So now we're gonna go over to the defense first position. Then we're gonna slide over here, check across the over the course of this last season here, and I'm definitely going straight to the point guard position there, and I'm gonna filter this to points. Okay. Now, now we're looking at the point guard position because who runs the point guard? Who shoots the three for sure? Who's gonna get all those looks? Tyler Hero. Number one, last over the last course of the month, Toronto's given up the most points to the shooting guard, to the point guard position. Okay, so the 3-pointers made close to 4. 3-point attempts, 11 and a half. Right, that's the point guard position. So it is what it is. All right, but that's the course of the season. How about over the last 4 weeks? Lately, what have you done for me lately? Well, they've number one in the last 13 games and given up points to the power forward position. Point guard position. Rebounds looking kind of shabby, and then the 3-pointers made are almost 5, and then the 3-point attempts are pretty much up there. Okay, so that's the last 4 weeks. How about the last 2 weeks? Um, they still there, right? 38 points. Damn. Last 6 games, who did they play? Point guards been lighting their ass up. Potential assists are there. 3-pointers made at a solid 6, and then that's per 48, and the 3-point attempts are way up there, right? So we'll take a look at Tyler Hero, okay? Tyler Hero. We'll take a look at Tyler Hero, and we'll highlight Tyler Hero. Now, these teams just played a back-to-back. Let's see. Toronto, where Tyler Hero gave them 31 points and 23 points. He made 6 threes and 4 threes on 12 attempts and 10 attempts, okay? So he lit their ass up back-to-back games, okay? So this is somebody that I'm definitely look at by any means necessary. I'm taking a look at him. I don't know if I'm going to play him. I have been playing him a lot. If Jimmy Butler wasn't in here, and his points was at 25, I would take it. I'm not a big fan of Jimmy Butler being in the vicinity, right? But it is what it is. At the end of the day, this is a play that I think you should take a look at. Okay, so lately, Tyler Hero's been on fire from beyond the arc. 5 for 9, 1 for 4 versus Phoenix, 9 for 16 versus LA, 2 for 10 versus Boston, 6 for 12 versus Toronto, 4 for 10 versus Toronto, 4 for 12 versus Charlotte, 3, 1, 2, 7, 2. The motherfucker made 10 threes this year. So, it is what it is, right? Okay. So how does he get his points? So a lot of these threes here, pull-ups, right? I got the ball in my hand, I'm pulling up. That's another thing, drive points and points in the paint, right? So he's out there basically being a 3-level scorer, okay? Catch and shoot points. He had 21 here. What did he do versus Toronto? Pull up points, that had to be 3 threes. Catch and shoot points, that had to be 3 threes or some threes or whatever the case may be. I don't care, right? But at the end of the day, he's showing his versatility right now in the scoring department, scoring a few points in the paint, driving, catch and shoot points, pull up points. Okay, so his usage percentage and things of that, he was efficient, right? Pretty efficient to have a 22.5 percentage usage percentage versus Toronto in those 2 games, and to put up those decent numbers that he put up. In both of those games, he had a 22% usage, and he put up 31 points and 23 points. That means his ass was on fire. He was hot. It is what it is. So that's one thing there, right? So I gotta take a look at Tyler Hero in some shape, form, or fashion. Don't mean I have to bet on him. I'm gonna slide his points over there just for right now. Like I said, he's got 4 points, 4 threes or better in back-to-back games versus them. And you want to talk about good games, back-to-back good games? We gotta look at R.J. Barrett, right? I'm uncomfortable with this points prop number, but man, sitting at 23 and a half at a minus 28 right now. RJ Barrett, the last two games he played, remember, these guys had a back to back. Barrett, and I looked into it. Barrett has played good versus these guys, and I think like 2 to 5 of his, about 5 of his last straight games, 4 or 5 of his last straight games, he played pretty good versus this team. However, let's take a look at what Barrett, right? So, it's a few things we want to take a look at when you're looking at things on the Toronto side, right? You want to take into consideration that um, there's no, there's no, there's no, there's no Scotty Barnes. So, at the end of the day, um, taking a look at those games that he played versus Miami, um, he went out there and had 37 and 25. Okay, uh, played some pretty efficient games, multiple threes in both of them. His 3 point prop is sitting at a 1.5 right now. He's hit that number in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his last 7 games at 1.5. It's a parlay piece, but if you want to get there, be my guest. But the points here, he's hit his points probably 1, 2, 3, 4 of his last 6 games, and that is even with uh, uh, Scotty Barnes in the lineup. I'm having a hard time getting to his points prop. If you wanted to get to his points prop, be my guest. I mean, I'm looking at this Miami game. He played 38 minutes in both. Um, even both, like I said, both of these games had had both of these games had um, Scotty Barnes in there. So I'm just trying to figure something out here. Definitely trying to figure something out. So I'm pausing. What I don't mind here is going to be his rebounds and assists. Okay, his rebounds and assists sitting at let's see, his rebounds and assists sitting at 12 and a half. Right, minutes equal opportunity. He'll be out there. Even if they do stick some tight defense on him, he'll still have the ability to probably try to make plays, and rebounds are just going to have to come as a given, right? If you want to take this prop. So RJ Barrett, um, I think, I mean, because if they key in on him, then I'm looking at his rebounds and assists. Or his assists because he's shown the ability to have a decent rapport when it comes to him and the center, Jakob Pertl. And I'll get to him in a second. But rebounds plus assists, okay, he's hit this number in 4 of his last 10. Now, when we take off Scotty Barnes, take him out of the lineup, then he's hit this number in 6 of his last 10. Maybe you want to take a look at his raw assist prop here. Um, so on his raw assist prop, it's sitting at 5.5. Without Scotty Barnes here, he's sitting at 5 of 10. So there's gonna be some instances. I mean, whatever, right? Rebounds here. Um, Pretty decent on the rebounding side, 6 and 10. Without Scotty Bear, 6 of his last 10 without Scotty Barnes. I mean, then without Scotty Barnes, 5. He's hit this number 4 of his last 5 games without Scotty Barnes. So it's interesting, right? It's interesting. I don't know how I want to attack him. I know his usage is going to be elevated, but I'm just worried about them keying in on him. Okay. So the next player I want to talk about is going to be Abaji. Okay, so Abaji would probably have to do a little bit of stepping up here. I don't fucking know how to spell his name. I just tried to get smart there. Um, Ag, Ag, Agba, Agbaji. Now, will definitely be an X factor. Uh, I wouldn't say an X factor, but he can be a factor in this spot here. Okay. As of right now, his points prop sitting at 9.5. He's only 3 for 10 to this number. All right. Taking a look at these numbers without Scotty Barnes. Now he's 7 for 10 to this number. Okay. You don't like that. He's sneaky, right? He's sneaky. Teams are gonna dare him to hit this shot, right? Teams are gonna dare him to hit this shot, this three ball. Um, the last 10 games, he's 3 of 10 to this number. But without Scotty Barnes, his last 10 games, he's 8 of 10 to this number without Scotty Barnes, right? So teams are going to dare him to hit this three ball, and he's going to have to go out there and hit this three. So there's been instances where he hit this three ball, right? So, that's one guy that we have to take a look at, right? And then, um, last but not least, I'll talk about not last, but last for the Toronto side because I'm going back to the Miami side here. But we're gonna have to take a look at definitely gonna have to take a look at Jacoperto, right? So um, Jacoperto, um, Jacoperto been playing some ball, man. So hold up, man. I'm getting a text message from my son. I want to see what this boy is talking about. Ain't no way. I'm not even finna. I'm not even finna go there with this one here. All right. He just asked me some off the wall shit. Kids, boy, kids. I tell you, kids, kids, kids. All right. So hell no. That motherfucker just said. All right. So look, right. Where were we? Okay, Jacoperto. Um, points prop sitting at 14 and a half, which is doable. Rebound prop sitting at 11 and a half. Lo and behold, which is doable, right? Uh, and then you'll get the double double sitting at minus 155 as a parlay piece, and Bam as well. And Bam will be the next guy that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm off this game. But Jakob hmm, at one point in the season, Miami was giving up a lot of points in the paint to centers. Um, last 2 weeks, Miami, uh, 53. They top five in giving up points in the paint to the center position. Uh, last 6 weeks, how have they been? Um, last 6 weeks, mm, points in the paint. Mm. On the season, points in the paint, Miami. Okay, so right now, it looks like gradually, the last 3 weeks, it looks like gradually they're starting to give up more and more, right? So last 3 weeks, they just fluctuated, man. So they down here 47. Last 2 weeks, they had 53. That was a rough 2 weeks, had to be. I bet, right? They probably faced Joker. That's what it was. He faced the Joker. They faced let's see, Cleveland, Phoenix, the Lakers, Boston, Toronto twice. Well, Jacoperto got down on them. Hmm. Denver, that was a long time ago. I don't know. I guess. But Jacoperto did have himself a few games versus him. Um, he goes for 17 and 11 and 24 and 10. Okay. Now, Jacoperto is a guy that can get into the box and steals category. So that automatically puts his fancy score in play. He's averaging 39 fantasy points a game. If you want to get over to the pick'em sites, I couldn't talk you off of that if you wanted to, right? But I just don't know which prop. If I decided to go to a prop here, I don't know which prop would I even, remotely go towards. Now, Jacoperto can get into foul trouble. He fouled out once versus Bam, and then he had 4 fouls versus Bam the other game. But lo and behold, Jacoperto is in play. I just don't know how I would attack it. Maybe maybe I might use this double double as a parlay piece and keep it moving, right? So it is what it is. Now, next, Bam Adebayo. Okay, so taking a look at DVP here, and what's been going on versus the center position, I can just get right down to the business here and look at the assist props. So Toronto, they're giving up over the course of the season here, the full season. Toronto is number one giving up assists to the point to the center position and rebound chances. Okay, uh, they're giving up almost 5 assists, 4.5. Um, last 4 weeks, have they been able to sustain it? Let's see. Yeah, pretty much yes, right? 4.3 assists, top four in giving up assists to the center, whatever you want to call it, right? Last 2 weeks, how have they looked? Toronto, almost 6 assists in the last 2 weeks to the center position. And last but not least, if you want to go all the way down into the last week, we can go down there to the last week. Toronto, around 5.5 assists to the center. All that being said is, we're taking a look at Bam Adebayo here. We can look at this assist prop sitting at probably 5.5. Yep, 5.5 at whopping plus money. We can take a look at what Bam Adebayo has been doing. Um, so he's had 5 assists or better, and he had 5 assists. I can filter it down to 5 assists. He's had outlines. 5 assists or better in 9 straight games, right? 9 straight games. If you want to go back to his last 20 and 13 over 20, but the last 10 games is where he's been scorching hot. Um, Head to head versus this team, um, this season, he's had 10 assists, he's had 7 assists, right? Versus this team, he's been dishing the ball, right? He's been really, really dishing the ball. I was looking at the double double. I think he's got a triple double versus this team, right? Let's take a look. Triple double here. Yeah, versus Toronto on the 29th, right? So, I took a look at his double double and his triple double. His triple double was it's double double minus one. It was plus 1,200, I think. Yeah. So those are some things that you can take a look at there. But Bam has been really, 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 really balling, right? And when it comes to assist category, so definitely something that you could take a look at there if you want to, if you really, really want to. So I'll put Bam over there. Don't mean I'm going to. I'm just going to put him over there, right? It is what it is, right? So those are some plays. Oh, one more game. Um, hmm. So Sacramento Kings and New Orleans Pelicans. I did not look at this game. I did, right? But right off the bat, I know I was looking at some numbers and things like that. I was definitely looking at the I was definitely looking at some 3 pointers right here in this spot in this game. Um, Sacramento, they were, and I know we seen this yesterday or a couple days ago. Sacramento, they do give up the three ball, right? Um, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Top 10. Oh, that's the last week. Shit. They number two. Oh, of course, the season. And giving up the three ball here. So let's take a look, right? Let's go take a look at where they're giving, what type of shot attempts they're giving up. Okay. So since they're giving up all these threes, let's take a look and see where. So catch and shoot threes. Sacramento, they're about right here, right? Um, corner threes and above the break threes. That's over the course of the season. Um, Slide back to defense versus position. This is over. They number two over the course of the season, giving up threes. How about the last month? The last 4 weeks, rather. Sacramento still number two, but in giving up 3 pointers made. All right, let's go back to see the last 2 weeks, last 4 weeks. How have they fared? Sacramento. Um, so the catch and shoot threes, um, corner threes, man, above the break threes. Okay, so that's interesting. How about um, how about on the season to the shooting guard position? Let's go 14 weeks to the shooting guard position. Now, if you want to look at raw points here, Sacramento raw points, they're giving up the fifth most points to the shooting guard position. If you want to look at the whole line here, Sacramento, they green in assists to shooting guards, potential assists to shooting guards, and 3 pointers made, almost five at 4.88 3 pointers per game on the season to shooting guards. How about we look at the last 4 weeks? Sacramento, uh, about the same for threes, just about the same for potential assists and points. So you got, when you got Fox back there, you got uh, Herder, a combination of Fox, Herder, and Monk. Somebody ass is grass when it comes to those are not the best defenders. So all that to say, CJ McCollum, his three ball could be in play here. All right. It's going to have to be in play. Whether he's going to get there or not, we'll see. Now, CJ McCollum, I did not look at his numbers today, but let's take a look. Okay. CJ McCollum. Um, and we know he gets busy in the 3 point category. I mean, what do you want me to say, right? 3 for 8, 0 for 9 versus OKC, right? And OKC's number one defense in the league. Phoenix 3 for 9, 3 for 11 versus Atlanta, or 3 versus the Knicks. Go figure. Um, 3 of 7, 4 of 11, 3 of 10, 4 of 11, 3 of 10, 1 of 4 versus Golden State Warriors. Another good defensive team. Somehow I don't even fucking know. But Portland 3 for 10, 4 for 9 versus Portland, 5 for 11 versus the Bulls. So it is what it is. He's making the three ball, right? So we got to take a look and see what his three ball number is. Probably if it's 2.5, it's definitely juked up. If it's 3.5, it's good plus money. Right now, 3.5 at good plus money. It's a lean towards the over. I haven't played it, right? 3 threes as a parlay piece. I have to live and die with that, right? It's a yes, please, right? I wouldn't take the under 3 threes. I wouldn't take the under. You get 3 threes as a parlay piece at a minus 165. I like it, okay? I do. Next play would be the rebounds and assists. I have to look at the rebounds and assists for Dejounte Murray. It's not even a play that I have to research that much. It's just either he's going to hit it or not. Now it's juiced up at a minus 132. It'll be 13.5 in a minute. And I don't know if you can get it on prize picks uh, at a good number, but let's see. You get it on a solid 13. on Prize Picks right now. That'll be a push. Um, he's 3 or 4 to this number. Well, he's 4 or 5 to this number on the 13 in his last 5 games. So, however you want to look at it, I like it. I got the interest in it, right? He's going to be out there. Who the hell is this, man? Let me get this for 1 second. Hold on. Hello? Nobody. I'm gonna let me answer this shit. All right. So yeah, that's I'm looking at that, right? So I can talk off that number there, and however you want to look at Malik Monk, right? So you can look at Malik Monk's assists or tease it down to 4.5. You get it might just went up to 5.5 at a plus 122. You get the great numbers right there. Or you can look at his points or points plus assists. Okay, so his points prop is sitting at and also you could look at CJ McCollum points. Um, Malik Monk's points prop sitting at 17.5. Um, or Monk's threes. So he's 5 or 10 to this number, and he's hit this number in 5 of his last 7 games. If you want to start right here, right? Points prop hasn't faced this team this year. Uh, if you want to look at his assist prop, right now it's at 5.5, but that 4.5, he hit that number in 6 of his last 7 games. As you can see, if you want to tease it down to 4.5, be my guest, right? So, that's that. That's that in a nutshell. Um, other things we can look at now is the rebounds, right? Um, as a team, New Orleans Pelicans on the season, not the greatest rebounding team, right? They are top 5 in giving up rebounds. If you want to look at the solely for the center position, New Orleans Pelicans is number 4, right? Last 4 weeks, New Orleans Pelicans are number 1 in giving up rebounds to the center position. And, Sacramento is in the picture too, though. And, for value, I definitely, barring any foul trouble, I've been going to Misi, right? Y'all already know that. Uh, and then we know who Sabonis is and what he does, right? So we don't have to talk too much about that. Let's let us know. We just let you know that the assists are rebounds are in play, but you can't forget about Misi, okay? Um, all he has to do is stay out of foul trouble, okay? And he should be of some value, okay? Uh, Even if you want to tease it down, be my guest. But his rebounds are in play. Taking a look at the Misi here, and he gets rebounds when he starts boarding. He starts boarding, right? He's 5 or 10 to this number. Over every time he goes over 9.5, he goes over it by at least 2. Lately, um, last 20 games for him, he's 9 for 20 to this number, but he's just started getting busy right here, right? Uh, so minutes here, because minutes does equal opportunities, and rebound chances, it just lets you know that he is getting the chances, okay? He is out there going for it. Minutes here, 31, 29, 25, 35. You know what I'm saying? Fouls, is where he has to stay out of foul trouble. Last 10 games, he has not fouled out, but, this kid, Sabonis, is pretty crafty down there, okay? Pretty crafty down there. But, it is what it is, okay? Um, hmm. I want to take a look at his points. Okay. He's flirting with the 10 points each and every game. So the double double for Misi is a plus 190. It's almost 2 to 1 for you. If you want to get there, be my guest, right? Be my guest. So, oh snap! Excuse me. Um, I just man, hmm, I'm thinking. Um, let's see. So, and I didn't go over this slate earlier, this game earlier, because now I'm starting to really think like I'm starting to think that 21 points is CJ McCollum. He hasn't hit. He ain't played against him this season, right? But I'm starting to think that's I ain't gonna say too low, but I have it's starting to be it's starting to think this is gonna be a must play for me. I don't know. Last 10 games, um, minutes. I ain't got to worry about the minutes. Field goal attempts. Okay, so if you're gonna take 18, 19, and 18 shots as CJ McCollum, and your points prop is what 21 and a half. I'm gonna have to like. It's probably gonna have to be one of my favorite props here, right? So official play. The official play for me, one official. It's going to have to be 21 points here. 21 and a half points for CJ McCollum. I'm gonna play his points and then separately I'm gonna play his assists, right? I mean his I'm gonna play his 3 pointers separately. 21 and a half points. Official play for me. I'm going official with that. Hopefully there ain't no blowout, nothing like that. But man, I got to go ahead and play it, right? So it is what it is with that situation. Okay. So it's a few plays that I didn't put up here that I did like, but C.J. McCollum has just man. Uh, I gotta take that right at 21 and a half. I guess that's my favorite play as of right now. Um, Dejounte Murray, I lean towards the over. C.J. McCollum, I'm going to play the 3.5 at plus money. I expect this. I think they need to score. Bam has just been a wagon on that 5 assists and things like that. He's crushed this number at 5.5. You can get tremendous value if you want to go there. Tyler Hero is in a wonderful spot. He hit 4 threes in back-to-back game versus this very team this year. Tobias Harris, if you're feeling froggy, you can ladder his shit up. His rebound prop, I lean towards the over. Not a play that I made yet. Jaden Ivey, it's 50-50. I mean, he can hit this, right? Kristaps Porzingis, I would like this. I like this number. It's a 1.5 threes is an auto play for me, but at 3.5, at 2.5, he's hit this number in 3 straight games, maybe 4, but I know 3 straight games. He could be hot, tremendous value. Take him down to 2 if you want to. Malik Beasley, over 3.5 threes. You're gonna get good value for somebody who's torching. Um, I wouldn't put it in the parlay. It would be straight piece if you want to get there. I probably won't get there, but he's been killing this number, including versus this team. He's hit this number twice versus this team. Um, I got to put Misi boards over there. Um, even if I don't play it, I'm putting it over there as something that I like. Um, Derek White, you can look at his assist prop. If you got any doubt in your mind that there will be no Jason Tatum, you need to jump on this 23 and a half points for Jalen Brown. And Jalen Brown can still hit this when Jason Tatum is in. Okay. Cade Cunningham, honorable mention. I mean, it is what it is. He does his thing. 22 and a half points is not out of the realm of possibilities. You can tease it down to 20 in parlays if you want. Um, a lot of plays today. It's a lot of plays. Truth be told, it's a lot of plays. Give myself a little bit about another hour and 2 p.m. That'll be 2.5 hours from now. I'll probably have my mind made up on a lot of different things. Before I get out of here, let's take a quick look at see if there's any new injury news and notes out right now. And I don't see anything. I will refresh this. Man, couple seconds. We had the 1 hour mark, man. 59 minutes and 55 seconds. 59 minutes, 55 seconds. 56, 57. Under 1 minute, 1 up.